everyone. So yeah, I know it's been a little while since I've been on here, quite a few days, but I am still here. I'm still doing the raw vegan cleanse and everything. It's just been an avalanche of activities last week. It was got ridiculously busy, so but I am still here. I'm still doing the raw vegan cleanse, and I had to check my calendar on here because I keep losing track of what day I'm on at this point, but it looks like I'm actually on day 23 and I'm still doing really well with it. I'm just really feeling drawn to raw foods, and I just wanted to give a little update and talk a little bit more about the topic of minimalism and raw foods, how they're interrelated with each other as far as how simplicity in how we eat can lead to simplicity in other areas of our lives. So I guess first off, the update, I've still been doing a lot of the same things. I do believe that we should eat intuitively and not necessarily always just follow what somebody else is saying to do or recommending, because we can get inspiration and ideas from others, which is great, but we have to, in the end of the day, we have to figure out what's going to work best for our own bodies and our own lifestyles. So I'm still experimenting with some things. Like this week I'm going to try adding in just a little bit more fat to my diet, and by no means is it going to be a high-fat raw vegan diet. I've already talked about the downfalls to that in another video. But, you know, instead of, there's been some days lately where I've only had like 2% fat, and on those days I often feel really hungry, even after I ate like a lot of food, and I don't know that that's beneficial, because then I feel like maybe I end up eating a little bit more food than I really needed to, but because I was trying to get something that maybe my body was craving that I wasn't. But I've noticed on days that I do eat a little bit more fat, like have maybe a half avocado or something with my salad at night, just somewhere around between 7 and 10%. So still really, really low fat, but having 7 to 10% instead of like 2 or 3%, I feel like has made a difference for me on those days. So on the days that I have around 7 to 10% fat instead, I feel more satiated and not like I'm thinking so much about food all the time. Most days I'll probably still do really, really low fat throughout the day, because that seems to make me feel really light and energetic, and then just have again, like just some avocado with my dinner salad or something like that. Just trying to not be so afraid of fats and keep things balanced, so that I'm having, obviously there's going to be a lot of carbs with this type of lifestyle, but having some sources of protein and healthy fats in there as well, so that I feel balanced and Sattvic. And anyway, so that's something I'm tweaking. Another thing I may or may not try is I'm considering, like I have a carton of the almond milk that I bought, the Simple Truth Organic from Kroger. But I'm considering just getting some almonds and making my own almond milk in my Vitamix. So it would be like raw almond milk with just almonds, and the only things that would be added would be anything that I choose to add, which would likely not be sugar or anything like that, because I try to avoid refined sugars. But I might get like a little vanilla extract or something to add in if I want to give it a little bit of a vanilla flavor or something like that. But I've got to see, I'm going to the store later, so I got to see what availability, like how much they cost, and just how that would work. And I still have some, so I'm still going to finish what I have. Another thing is protein powder. I finished the last of the plant-based protein powder I had that I've talked about in other videos today. And I'm thinking that I'm probably not going to get more right now. It's kind of expensive for what it is, and technically it's not a raw source. So I want to see if I can experiment with some other sources of protein, mainly just the kale in my smoothies. I understand greens, just bumping up the greens as much as, even more, to get the protein and all the other nutrients from that. as well as I might look into getting some spirulina. I'm kind of interested in that. Again, that may be expensive, so I'll have to see how that would work with my budget and if that's feasible or not. But for right now, I'm going to try not using the protein powders anymore. And then at some point I might get some raw protein powder. I know those exist. Or like I said, some spirulina or something like that. I'm definitely going to get a nice amount of kale today and maybe some spinach, some different greens to add into my morning green smoothie, as well as for my salads at night, or my dinner salads. So those are just a few tweaks, a few things that I'm kind of going to experiment with changing going forward. Just adding a little more fat, not really using protein powder, and maybe starting to make my own almond or maybe even cashew milks, my own nut milks and stuff like that. I'm kind of interested in experimenting with that and seeing where it goes. So I think that could be a lot of fun and beneficial because you're not getting any added ingredients in there that you may not want. So that's that. My cats are fighting in the background. They like to add a little color to the videos, don't you guys? Anyway. The other part of the topic of the video I wanted to just touch on before this gets too long is you guys know, or you may know, that I am really enthusiastic about minimalism and just simplifying our lives. Right now I'm on my own journey with that, so I'm not gonna claim to be super minimal or anything. Because it's a journey, but I am definitely in the process of dwindling down some of the things that just may not be adding value to my life right now, and really simplifying and focusing in more and more on the things that really do matter. So and how that relates to raw foods is, again, it depends. Oh, my cat really wants to be in this. It depends on how you're eating. You can eat gourmet raw, or like I said, high-fat raw, or make really complicated recipes using dehydrators and different equipment and using a ton of ingredients and all of that, which there's not anything wrong with doing that sometimes, and I would probably experiment with stuff like that occasionally. Jezebel, they don't want to see your butt. I might experiment with that occasionally, but for the most part, I really do enjoy eating a really simple diet of just raw, whole food fruits and vegetables. I do like to, I guess technically making smoothies and things might be considered processing it, but I feel like I know what's going into that blender, and it's all like whole foods. There's nothing crazy added to it. I'm not like using a bunch of crazy condiments or anything like that. So just having, and just the simplicity of like, I was starting to eat this for lunch, I can take this melon and drop it on the floor, drop my spoon on the floor. I can take this melon and just put a spoon in it and eat it. I have like one date in there. I kind of didn't feel like having a lot of dates with it today. I just wanted melon. But, and that's like the simplest thing. You just cut it in half, scoop out the seeds, and just take a spoon and eat it. Like, it doesn't really get easier than that. Or, you peel a banana and you just take it and eat it with you. Or, maybe you make a smoothie and that's fine. Or for my salads, I do like to spiralize zucchinis or cucumbers, things like that, and then make some kind of healthy raw vegan salad dressing to put over it. But still, like, even with that, it's just simplifying your food, not having processed food, knowing your ingredients, what's going into your body. And whenever I travel, I've always tend to come back to raw vegan when I'm traveling, because not always, but oftentimes I go back towards that, because it's really, in some ways, is the easiest way to go, because there's fruit everywhere. Like, anywhere you go in the world, pretty much there's fruit. Some places are going to be better about having fresh fruit than others, but you can find like bananas and stuff pretty much anywhere you go. And if you're staying in a hotel or something, you can just take some fruit and stash it in your hotel room and just snack on it at any time. So I feel like eating these simple foods, these simple whole foods, just makes me feel like, I've been simplifying my beauty routine and just not feeling like caking makeup all over my face, just putting like a little bit of stuff from natural companies, but that's another video, like just to enhance my eyes and things like that. But I don't have any foundation or anything on right now. But, you know, again, that's another video. But even just not putting a bunch of toxins, you know, toxic chemicals on my skin and on my body. And just try to take time throughout the day to meditate and be mindful and just observe, like, how blue the sky is right now or what the sun is doing, things like that. And just, you know, like, I'm so ready to just give away a bunch more of my stuff because it's just like stuff I don't even use, and why have it weighing me down or, you know, in my life when it's not, if it's not contributing enough value to be worth having. So that's an ongoing process, but I just wanted to touch on that. But I'm gonna go here. This video is getting a little bit long, but I just wanted to update. And if anyone has any questions about raw vegan eating, the lifestyle, minimalism and simplifying your life, or anything else, any comments or anything you'd like to share with me, please just let me know in the comments below, and like this if you like it, and maybe it's inspired you in some way. But yeah, raw vegan it's freaking awesome. I don't know why I go away from it and then I always want to come back. So my cats could use a little peace in their lives. Anyway, I'm going to go now. So, oh, one more thing before I go. I'm going to put a picture on the end here, just a picture of my breakfast I had this morning. I just thought it was really cute and pretty, and I enjoyed it. I was out of greens today because I'm going to the store tonight, so I just had this little banana ice cream, vanilla banana ice cream with some kiwi and raspberries as an alternative. So I'll show you that here, so stay tuned for that, and otherwise, peace.